which there aren't today. I mean, there's another boat down there, and that's it. We've got the place to ourselves. A furious squall came up. The waves broke over the boat so that it was nearly swamped. So we are going to have to use our imagination here, eh? So Galilee is 700 feet below sea level. You've got the Mediterranean over here, and quite often the temperatures, as the cooler air comes in from the Med and is funneled down the ravines, then it hits the warmer air that's rising above Galilee, and it can cause furious squalls to break out without much warning. I've been down the south swimming with a group where it's been like this, and then 10 minutes later the heavens have opened and the waves are breaking over. So it can happen very, very quickly. Jesus was in the stern. This is an amazing verse. Jesus was in the stern. He's at the back of the boat, sleeping on a cushion. Now this is either a supernatural sleep or he's deadbeat from the demands of ministry. There are waves coming over into the boat. The wind is raging and Jesus is asleep at the back of the boat. The disciples woke him and said to him, and isn't this is amazing. Teacher, don't you care? Don't you care if we drown? This is a guy who is about to give his life for the whole world. Don't you care if we drown? Jesus got up, he rebuked the wind, and he said to the waves, quiet, be still. And then we can actually picture this scene. The wind died down, it was completely calm. Nazareth. which is about 20 miles away, Jesus went and lived in Capernaum, which was by the lake in the area of Zebulun and Naphtali, to fulfill what was said by the prophet Isaiah. So this, my friends, is basically where Jesus based himself for his ministry for a 3-year period. So a very important village for the modern day pilgrim who kind of seeks to tread in the footsteps of Christ. Did he have his own house here in Capernaum? Did he lodge with Simon Peter? We don't know. We're not told. But we do know that this is where Jesus came and lived and
Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Hey, fishy. People in the Sea of Galilee, we have 27 different species of fish. 27. And how do I know that? You are very. She says that I caught them all. You are very optimistic. I like it, but no. I just googled it. And those different species of fish that we have in the Sea of Galilee, we have only one kind. The Jewish people. We have one kind. The Jewish people they will not eat, and this is the catfish. Why is that? No scales, that's right, no scales. In the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, it says that fish without fins or scales are unclean. You have to understand, we have lots of catfish over here, they have like immunity. And if by mistake, I will catch one of those, I will not throw it away, I will take it out, I will circumcise it and convert it. Let's see. People full of water. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Here and Capernaum, which is only just over there, they think the Sermon on the Mount occurred. Also, the feeding of the 5,000, which is mentioned in all 4 Gospels. They think on this hillside somewhere here in the northwest is where it took place. So Matthew chapter 5. When Jesus saw the crowds, he went up on a mountainside and sat down. And his disciples came to him. He began to teach them, saying, "Blessed," or blessed, or literally approved by God, are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called sons of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven. For in the same way they persecuted the prophets for in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you. Familiar words? We know these words well, don't we? But 2,000 years ago, somewhere along this hillside, those words in Aramaic or Hebrew are being spoken by Jesus as he looks out over this view. You can picture the scene, can't you? A mountain full of people. But this is the disciples primarily he's teaching. When he saw the crowds, he went up on a mountainside and he began to teach his disciples. And he who seeks finds, and to him who knocks the door will be opened. Which of you, if his son asks for bread, will give him a stone? If he asks for a fish, give him a snake? If you then, though you are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good gifts to those who ask him? So in everything, do to others what you would have them do to you. For this sums up the law and the prophets. Somewhere along this hillside, folks, those words were first uttered by Jesus. So quite special, isn't it? Looking out over Galilee. And we're going to head down to another special site. The Church of the Primacy of St. Peter. It's a Roman Catholic church, just a small church on the beach. And we'll sit on the beach and we'll read the Golan Heights from the Syrians. 1972-73, the Syrians retake the Golan Heights very briefly, and then the Israelis retake again, and they drive them back, and then they've occupied the Golan Heights ever since. In terms of a defensive position, you can see why the Golan Heights are so important for the Israelis to occupy. You'll also see on these fences here there are a number of yellow signs which basically says danger mines. So a lot of this area, when the Syrians were in retreat, they left a lot of mines in the area. And some of those minefields still haven't been cleared. So if you fancy a run to the hills, then not this particular ministry. Okay, so Mark chapter 5. So they went across the lake to the region of the Gerasenes. When Jesus got out of the boat, a man with an evil spirit came from the tombs to meet him. This man lived in the tombs. No one could bind him, not even with a chain. He'd been chained hand and foot, but he tore the chains apart. He broke the irons on his feet. No one was strong enough to subdue him. Night and day among the tombs and in the hills, he would cry out and cut himself with stones. When he saw Jesus from a distance, he ran. He fell on his knees in front of him, and he shouted at the top of his voice, "What do you want with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? Swear to God that you won't torture me." For Jesus had said to him, "Come out of this man, you evil spirit." And then Jesus asked him, "What's your name?" "My name is Legion," he replied, "for we are many." And he begged Jesus again and again not to send them out of the area. A large herd of pigs was feeding on the nearby hillside. The demons begged Jesus, "Send us amongst the pigs, allow us to go into them." He gave them permission. The evil spirits came out and went into the pigs. The herd, about 2,000 in number, rushed down the steep bank into the lake.
and were drowned. Those tending the pigs ran off, reported this in the town and the countryside, and the people went out to see what had happened. When they came to Jesus, they saw the man who had been possessed by the legion of demons, sitting there, dressed and in his right mind, and they were afraid. Those who had seen it told the people what had happened to the demon-possessed man, and they told them about the pigs as well. This side of the lake was considered to be a Gentile area rather than a Jewish area, like the other side was. That might be an explanation as to why pigs were being kept, because of course for the Jews, pigs were considered to be unclean.